What's up, everybody? I'm back.
Go on.
And I am with the love of my life. What's your name?
Morgan.
Okay, that's all she has to say. So, this week are interviews with someone supportive.
What is that supposed to mean?
No, not like you. Because it could be family, friends, it could be somebody in your life that is supportive of this journey. So, I have a couple questions for you.
Hit me with them.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Number one, what do you think the hardest part of this journey is for me?
For you.
Mind you, I'm not going to tell you if you're right or wrong. I just want to know.
You're not allowed to do that.
Yes.
I would say navigating how your dysphoria changes when different things change, like your dosage changing and like after top surgery and stuff. And I would also say just how your dysphoria affects your mood in general and how like it doesn't always manifest directly as dysphoria. Sometimes it just manifests itself as depression or anxiety.
Okay. Number two, is there any advice that you would give to somebody who was in a relationship with somebody who started to transition? Knowing now what you know, is there anything that you would tell somebody that's still at the beginning stages?
I would say don't be selfish because it's not your journey. It's not up to you what they do. Things are always subject to change, so don't go into it thinking, oh, well, this won't be a problem for me. I'm not worried about it because they don't want this, so I'm never going to have to deal with this because that could change. So if you're going to be in a relationship with somebody who's trans and you're going to choose to stay and choose to love them no matter what, you can't get mad at them for making decisions that are about their transition because it is 100% not about you.
Okay.
That sounded mean, but also
True.
it is.
Number three, if there is one policy, whether it be active already or something not active, there's one policy surrounding trans healthcare rights, anything of the sort, that you could create or take away, what would it be?
This will be the whole video.
One.
Well, I mean, there's tons, but if I have to pick just one, it would be that, like, literally anything could be covered by insurance. Insurance tends to cover, like, hormones and stuff, but that's where they draw the line. They don't cover any other medical expenses. In other foreign countries, like in Europe, insurances, some of them will even cover, like, STPs and prosthetics and things like that, and, like, we don't even cover surgeries here. 99% of the time. So that needs to be changed because I'm sick of hearing that it's cosmetic because, like, technically from a medical standpoint, it's a cosmetic, it changes the appearance, but it 100% goes towards a medical issue that can be life-threatening if left untreated. So the fact that it's not covered still baffles my mind.
I agree. Where in the country do you think the least where in the country do you think is the least accepting of trans people?
I don't know, maybe like Arkansas, somewhere like that, somewhere down in that region. I mean, like, a lot of places aren't great. The only places that I can think of are really good are like California and New York, maybe Florida, but I don't really know about that one. Like, not many states are like super great with it. So like, not many are really like, if they're not super great with it, not many are like that many steps up above bad. So like, I don't think Pennsylvania is like leaps ahead of Arkansas either, but I don't know, somewhere down in that area I would think would be the worst.
Okay. If you could travel back in time to the beginning of this whole trans rights fight, knowing what you know right now, what advice would you give the people and the trans women who started this whole thing?
Does it have to be advice that I would give them?
What do you mean?
How I would tackle that. If I could go back in time, I, as a cis person, would use that privilege to engage other cis people in the fight, because a minority doesn't make any progress until the majority takes some control too, and makes it an issue for everyone, not just for the minority. That's how it is with everything, with race, with sexual orientation, with gender, anything. So I would try and use my privilege to get other people like me involved, so people like me would care, because cis people really don't care until it affects them, so you have to make it affect them.
That's a really good answer. I like that.
Thanks.
How do you feel about the trans male to trans female media coverage?
Well, one, I'm sick of only seeing, like, passing people in media. Like, that's really annoying. I'm also sick of seeing cis actors playing trans people. That's really fucking annoying. Because it's hard enough for them to get jobs, so why are we not giving them jobs that literally pertain to their existence? As for, like, trans women to trans men versus, like, non-binary people and the different identities, I feel like I see a lot more trans women in the media, and I'm starting to see more trans men, but it's kind of just now starting more recently, in my eyes, and what I see. And I don't see non-binary people hardly at all. Like, it's kind of, I've heard of one non-binary actor on TV, and then I've seen one other one on some Netflix sitcom. I saw the one, and the other one I heard about some girl from Orange is the New Black doing some other show, and that's two in years of Netflix binging that I've done. So I think there needs to be more of that. And I mean, I obviously think there needs to be more recognition of trans men and women, but I think non-binary actors are like 300 steps behind.
Is there any other advice you would give to anybody that's either transitioning, anybody supporting somebody transitioning, etc., etc.?
Again, just gonna reiterate, it's not about you. Don't make it about you. It's 100% about the trans person that you love. Your feelings, although they do matter to an extent, they don't matter enough to make that person that you love feel bad about what they're doing or overshadow their needs, because at the end of the day, it's 110% harder for them than it is for you, and it always will be. So you need to find a way to deal with it in yourself, whether that's going to a therapist or talking to a friend or whatever, if that's what you need to do, if it's hard for you. And don't put that burden on them, because it's already hard enough on them, and you never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going on in their head. You never know if they're going to reach their breaking point. So that's what I have to say about that one.
Alright, well, thank you for doing this with me.
Thanks for having me, host. What?
And on that note, I will see you guys next